Hey, everybody. Welcome aboard the Tabletop Express. I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi, I'm Anthony.
Oh, thought I lost you there.
Wait, my turn.
And this is none other than Call Aboard. This is our live call-in show where you can be a part of the show. Just call in. Well, though today it's slightly different than normally. I'd say just use call-aboard.com, which I'm still going to say use, but there's different reasons for that. First, you can go to call-aboard.com to see the games that you might want to talk about tonight on this episode, because Ryan, we've got an interesting topic.
Do we?
Yeah, I think so.
We do. And Marcel's here for the topic. Heyo.
What up? What up?
Okay, so we cranked out a large top 20 series list where we had your top 20 of all time, your top 20 of all time,
Correct.
My top 20 of all
Also
time,
correct.
Arwen's,
Correct.
we had Olivia's,
Correct.
we had Danielle's,
Correct.
and then we capped it off with the callers.
Yes.
Top 20. Now, what we did was we aggregated that list.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool? It's a good.
Like
it's a good word, right? We aggregated it.
Reminds you of the aggro crag.
We aggregated that list, and if you go to callaboard.com, call-aboard.com.
Do people use .nets anymore? You're at .net first.
I did because my mind's all over the place. You'll be taken to this Google spreadsheet. Oh, hang on, bruh. Oh, that's okay. There we go. So if you go to this Google spreadsheet, you're going to see a list of all the games that were talked about in the series. So spoilers, this is all the games.
In alphabetical order.
Now, of these, what we did was we took those games and we made our own personal top 10s of these games that we have not played, that we would like to play.
Correct.
With the goal of playing them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that is the goal. The goal would be to try to play these, because this is a summer where we've talked a lot about the fact that going into the summer, and it's not to say we won't have reviews or new games by all means, but we really actually want to focus on getting games to the table. So this felt like a really good way to kind of kick that off and get into gear with that. So,
so these are not the top 10 games that we want to play.
They're the top 10 games.
Well, they're a top 10 of games we want to play.
No, but no, this is the top 10 games
we gotta play.
We gotta play. We gotta play, guys.
Gotta play them.
We gotta play.
Yeah,
so,
it is fun though, because it is, again, community list. That is included in here, and there was and there's a lot of things to pick from.
Yeah, it gave us a really good reason to take a perhaps first or even second look at some games, maybe even a third, to kind of reevaluate where they might fall for us on the interest level based on these aggregated lists.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bringing it back.
There you go.
I will say I am excited. But to your point, I know we said we're going to kind of try to get to some older stuff in the summer, but that's not to say there's not some newer games on
no
particular list, because remember, it is coming from everyone's top 20s.
Oh, for sure. There are definitely some newer things in there. I will say, important to note, again, as you stated in the beginning, these are games for us that we have not played yet.
Yeah.
So we have not played them at all. So that I had, I believe it was out of the list, I had not played approximately 26 of these.
Well, okay, so it was a total of 108 unique games.
Oh, I didn't.
And Arcs was not on the list.
Yes.
So you shush your mouth.
I'll still play Arcs.
No question.
I'll play Arcs.
But it was 108 games. Of those, 26 you haven't played?
I think it was 26. It was it was just under 30, but I believe 26.
Mine was exactly 23.
Don Mattingly.
23. Yeah, Don Mattingly.
True.
I did not do my homework.
Oh,
I don't have that number for you.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure. We probably think it's the biggest.
I'm sure it is. I could probably figure it out while you guys are talking about some other nonsense later.
Okay.
So. Yeah, but let's kick this off. Do we want to start with Anthony's picks? We want to go in the middle. Want to start with me? Where are we going?
You can start, Anthony.
Sorry, me?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, again, I was going to start looking stuff up, but whatever.
Oh,
my number 10. No, I'm just kidding. My number 10 is maybe not the oldest game on the list, but certainly going to be on that end of older games for sure. It's one that I remember hearing a lot about when I first started sort of consuming board game content, which was mostly Will Wheaton and the Dice Tower for,
Yep.
for a good bit, right? And so I heard a lot about this game, and it was on my radar because there were not that many games on my radar at that time, and then it just sort of was a lot of time passed and whatnot. But it is still something that I definitely want to get to the table, and that's Bonanza.
Ooh.
So a relatively simple card game. Really, there's not much else to it, and I feel like it just has this vibe. We've been talking a lot lately about these small card games that have been hitting pretty well for a lot of us, and I think that's why this sort of rose to the top a little bit when I was looking at the potential games.
Rose to the top like a sweet
Like a good
chili bean.
like a good bean would.
Chili bean,
Like a
right?
good bean would.
I have an important question
What?
for you, actually.
What?
In adjacency to this, we have our crossovers listed. So we see this was Olivia's.
Yes.
Olivia's number 8. Is it including all the crossovers when we see this, or is it the highest?
All the
crossover?
crossovers.
Okay,
It should be
cool.
legit.
Yes.
But bringing it back to the bean game.
Yeah.
Bean.
I love the bean game.
Yeah.
Bonanza's great.
Yeah.
Designed by my favorite designer, Uwe Rosenberg. Right before Agricola, there was a man with beans, and this bean game still holds legs.
Yeah. I mean, it
Do
seems
beans
like
have legs?
In this game,
they
do.
do. They're all different
you-
kinds. Yeah.
Your
there's-
eyes.
Look
your
at
eyes
that
not
chili.
deceive
Look at that
you.
Wild West bean. Right? That
Bean,
used to stink bean.
soybean.
But yeah, cool like set collection. You want to sell stuff for the most money, and kind
Yeah.
of make
Well, what's
You own this
interesting-
one?
maybe trade too.
So I used to own it. Now I have. I think it's like a variant called Excalibine.
No, okay.
I have. But it's a great game. Or Excalibon, whatever. But what's interesting about this game with the money, right?
Mm,
Because you're gonna go through that deck of cards multiple times,
right.
and the game ends either on the second or third of that cycle. But the thing is, whenever you want to score a bean field, you are gonna score that many number of coins by taking that number of beans and kind of like flipping them
Right.
over.
So the backside of all the cards
Yeah.
are money.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll lose out on future bean builds as the game goes on. And every time you go through that deck, it just makes the game quicker.
Right.
So it's very elegant.
That's interesting too, because the only I don't feel like I see that all the time. I know it's in Port Royal where they're multiple sided. One side has money on it, the other side doesn't.
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah.
but I don't see it all the time where they do.
San Juan and Race for the Galaxy
Yeah,
are ones
that's
that come to mind.
yeah. Those are other ones
Yeah.
for sure. No, I've played this once. It was a very long time ago. Would love to play it again. This probably, if I had not played it, would have been on the list just for all the same reasons you said. It fits that description. It's been so long since I played it though. I know it's not a tough game to learn, but it would be
I
it'd be
feel
like a
it's,
quick refresher
It
and
would be a
boom.
nice, quick, casual game. It's probably really easy to teach.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? We got to play it, guys. We're going to play it.
It's right
this
there
year.
in the
It's not-
title. Can't deny it.
Number 10,
Number
Bonanza. Not a Western.
Yes.
Um,
Bum, bada, bum, bum, bum.
my number 10, right, is a solo game.
Okay.
So can you guess whose list that was on?
Danielle.
It was on Danielle's list.
Is
It is A Gentle Rain.
there an over under on the number of games from Danielle's list?
We could make it over under.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm wondering.
I know
don't
the
want-
answers. So
Yeah. No, it would be more for us. not
Gentle
you.
Rain is a pleasant tile layer where you're trying to match different flowers together and then put like a nice little flower in the middle over there.
Yep.
If you achieve whatever the goals are. I just want to play it. I want to play it. It was so hard to get for a while, and now it's like
Everywhere.
at Target.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's the special version at Target too.
right.
Like the
special how.
I think it's more deluxe pieces. I don't know, but
I don't know.
there's a deluxe. It's more deluxe.
But I want to play it. Have you guys played this one?
No.
Me
No.
too. Oh, okay.
haven't played it.
Well, guys, you gotta play it. I think
Get
think
it.
Ah,
Show it to me.
I think we should play this one. So that was A Gentle Rain, signed by Kevin Wilson. It was Danielle's number 8, which you did Olivia's number 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, pressure's on, buddy.
All right.
well, I don't think it'll be a number 8, but
this guy.
my number 10 is one that I honestly don't know. I didn't know too much about. I still feel like I don't know nearly enough about, but the excitement I was feeling as you were talking about it made me say I'm really intrigued by this, and that's why it's at the bottom, more towards the bottom
But
of the
it
list.
is number 8.
Well, it is a number. It's
Oh.
Numbsters, but I don't know if it's an 8. It's a 10.
Danielle's number.
But
10.
it is Danielle's. Yeah, this one. I mean,
Yeah, Dumpster.
the art, the simplicity of it, the card play from what was described, it grabbed my attention. It was definitely one I was like, I got to try this. So again grabbed my attention. I think the art up front though made me go, okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
And I'm loving these smaller card games to the point that you had, Anthony. So this grabbed my attention for that reason too. Honestly, those were the 2 core reasons. It's just out of them, this had a flash of color that had me excited when I watched those lists. And when I'm looking at 20 some games and I got to pick a top 10, this stood out from at least 16 others for me.
Well,
and Button Shy has just hit a lot of home runs for me lately, which probably pushed this up a little bit.
Okay. Have you played this one, Anthony?
No.
I was also intrigued in Numbsters, so much so it's my number 3.
Oh, boy.
So I too want to play Numbsters.
Yeah, I knew this would be.
And spoilers, I did buy it.
Great. So
and
let's
then
play.
it came in the mail, and I put it in my jacket pocket because it's a small game. I haven't found it since.
It's like Button Shy. It's this. You lose these things quickly.
I did. So there's Numbsters in my house somewhere. I will find it. I will play it.
The Numbsters,
and then you can play it.
Okay, the Numbsters are somewhere.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, that
All right.
solves that one.
There you go. First crossover.
All right. I played 49 games on the list.
49 of the 108.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
See, you had choices then.
Oh my goodness.
That
means you played exactly half, right? 49
Yes.
plus 49.
Well, no, that'd be 98.
98.
Not enough of them.
You played less than exactly half.
Yeah. How'd you do in math? No.
Yeah,
I didn't do good in
not
math.
well.
I didn't do good in math either.
Anyway.
I did not do well in math. I did pretty good in English, so I should get that correct.
Speak math well.
No speak.
There you go.
What was the line from The Simpsons?
I'm in danger.
No, of
Nothing impossible I go wrong.
no. There's a lot of different lines from
I'm here to lead, not to read.
You don't win friends with salad?
God, so many good ones.
I sleep in a race car now. Anyways,
so friendly reminder, call-aboard.com. It'll show you the list that we are talking about, that we are basing our top 10 games that we got to play off of, because we're basing them off of our top 20 series. Do that, you'll see the number, you'll see the link to call in and be part of a show here on Call Aboard, where we do love those call-ins. But with that, Anthony, number 9.
My number 9 is a newer game. I believe it's a crossover with the People's List. And I know that Brian Chandler did not do a list this year, but I'm pretty sure he really, really likes this game. It probably would be on that list. And that is Star Wars, the deck building game. Or is it a deck building game? The deck building game.
The deck building
the
game.
deck building game.
You know, I feel like this takes the very basic deck building mechanic, like we know it from Dominion, say, which I know it gets compared to a lot, but whatever. But we've also mentioned how there's so many games that have taken that and built on it, and it's just, and a lot of games, just like a small aspect of what's going on in the overall landscape of the game. This, I feel like, really went back to the roots of the basics of deck building with just a little bit extra in terms of, like, there's some cards that only you're going to be able to buy because they're, you know, the light side, and some that are the dark side, and there's some that are neutral, like Jabba the Hutt can get hired or bought by either side. And then there's like a separate force track as well, which gives you a little bit of advantage in certain things, but there's still that, you know, here's my 10 starting cards that are the same as your 10 starting cards, and, like, you know, 5 of them are this and whatever. And, you know, you want to shed some of those kind of crummier ones out and load up your deck and get a good engine going. And it's Star Wars. Right? And I don't really have a lot of Star Wars games that I own, let alone play that often, to be honest, because a lot of them are just huge. And I'm not going to get that stuff to the table in my house, to be completely honest with you. This I have a chance of getting to the table with, say, my wife. So that's the reason why I made my list at number 9.
I own this one. I enjoy this one.
Okay.
So easy to make it happen and get to the table.
Cool.
And I have not played it enough since I purchased it. I do like it a lot. the 2-player games in my house is a very competitive space.
Sure.
I have literally 2 shelves worth behind me. Sometimes you'll see them on the stream. Not this stream, but when I stream from my house. And so it's tough. And this one doesn't hit as much as some of the other ones, but I do really like this.
I believe that. Yeah.
And if I want a Star Wars game that's going to play quick, this is the one that I own that will hit the table.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite Star Wars game, but it is one that I can't imagine leaving the collection anytime soon.
Okay.
Either. So I enjoy this a lot. I do think it plays well. Remember, my initial concern when this came out was, what if the flop is bad of cards and I just can't get anything? And I'll be candid, I haven't.
It happened in our play.
It did. It does not happen all the time. It can happen.
How
And
many
that
cards you put out in the middle?
it's
5 or 6.
it's like,
something.
yeah, you're seeing it kind of right there. It's
Yeah.
about, it's that 5. It's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's that 5 or 6 mark, and I'm forgetting now if it's the 5 or the 6. But
Not a lot of choices.
but the point is, yes, that can happen. That said, it has not ruined my experience of it. I've played it many times. I do enjoy it. And I think I did house rule it where if there's nothing for someone, we go until there's at least one.
Oh, okay.
So I did house rule a little bit because I was irritated by it in a particular game. But that's not the official,
Yeah,
rules.
I enjoyed it. It's in that same family as Star Realms,
Yes,
Ascension,
yeah.
Shards of Infinity. I think it's better than Star Realms for what it's worth.
Okay.
I don't think it's as good as Shards of Infinity though. So it's in between there. And all those games are pretty solid games too.
Mhm.
But I'd argue there's a reason there's the quote unquote Ameritrash category, right? And theme has come into play. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
really- and for me, I would rather play Star Wars, a deck building game, than Shards of
Than Shards.
Infinity, partially because I do love the Star Wars IP.
Yeah.
And so to that point, if you do really love an IP, this one might take you over the edge for that overall style.
All right. Let's go over the edge, baby.
It's good. It's good.
It's solid.
My number 9 is a miniatures game
How
that
miniature?
appeared on Olivia's list. I don't know the scale. Miniature. But it, Olivia had Gaslands on her list, which
Yeah.
is an amazing miniatures
It
game.
made my top 15.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
I wish that made your top 10. I love that game. But there's another miniatures game on our list that I've always been intrigued to try, and that's Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Blood Bowl. So it's set in Warhammer world, and you are taking different mythical creatures in a football game.
Yes.
That's pretty much it. That's
all you need to know.
That's all you need. I mean, do you need anything else?
Right.
No, you don't need anything else. And bring the
You need
list back
painted
up.
minis.
Bring that list back up for a second, because this is on mine as well.
Oh boy.
All the way up at number 3.
Number 3.
And I believe I talked about this before, but I love the game Mutant League Football, the video game. And this is as close as I get to it in a board game, I figured. So I'm really intrigued by this. I'm very much interested in that. And yeah, I couldn't, it's not even about the miniatures part. Like, it's cool, like neat, but like, normally I'm not a miniatures person. This is just, to me, man, if I get Mutant League Football on a board, yeah, I'm in.
Is it, right?
Totally in. And this is that. So that's why I want to try it. I don't know if I'll like it.
I don't know if I'll like it either.
But I
So
want to try it.
We have to play with someone who owns it, because one, right? Like, have you tried playing a miniatures game like brand new?
No.
Oh, it's
Sprues.
yeah.
Sprues. I'm not ready for sprues. So your miniatures are not assembled. You have to cut them off of sprues and then assemble them and paint them and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a lifestyle.
No.
I like to just open the box and play.
If someone has this, yes, I would much prefer it.
Olivia probably has it. It's your number 15.
Yes, that would be true. By the way, Pablo chiming in as per Star Realms.
Hey, Pablo.
Unpopular, but I only like to play Star Realms with 4 players because it adds a second choice, who, what to attack. Without it, it feels almost like it plays itself.
I agree that Star Realms does feel like it plays itself for sure. So I get that vibe.
Yeah. But yeah, Blood Bowl 2016 edition is what was on Olivia's, and it is on your your and I's list here today.
Second
So
crossover.
yeah, so my number 9 is a game I have heard about. I believe it's from you multiple times for many years.
Nagging.
Many years. No nags. I think that like
Age of Steam.
no,
I hope it's Age of Steam.
it's not.
I know it's not Age of Steam.
It's not interesting. He made the list. He knows what it is. I mean, we do have to send him the stuff. There's no spoilers.
I'll go on an Age of Steam rant very soon.
But all that said, this is a game we talked about, and every time it's grown on me over the time that it's been talked about, and that is Rococo.
Oh.
I feel like you've talked about this before. I know Arwen obviously talked about it on her list, and yeah, I'm at the point where I feel like I should have played this by now. And then the other thing that happened was I looked at who designed it, who did the art, and I'm like, how have I not played this game? I mean,
Matthias Kramer
did Watergate. I love Watergate. Tool. I like. Have I not played this? So I mean, and I don't. Did Ian Toole do the art in the original?
No, that was Vincent Dutrait.
So honestly, so I couldn't go wrong.
You're set with whatever art style you want.
I can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it comes down to that. It's not even. I'm not even going to sit here and say once again, much like what we were just talking about with Blood Bowl. I don't even know if I'm going to like it, love it. I don't actually know how I'm going to feel, but based on who's involved with it, it's a must play for me. Yeah. So I got to play it.
You should play it. It's fantastic. Have you played this one, Anthony?
I have not.
You should also play it. I think you both would really enjoy this. When we had Chad from Punchboard Paradise, he brought up that Edward at Heavy Cardboard says this is like the perfect medium weight game. Medium weight Euro, like that you compare other weights to.
Okay.
How does it fare to Rococo? It is a pretty aggressive game.
So where does it land on the Rococo scale? Is like
right.
Okay.
It's like the Rococo. It's the Rococo scale. So yeah, it's one that everyone should play.
And you own this one.
I do.
Right.
So
it's up there high.
Yeah,
it's above El Grande.
So there. I know it's in what part of the other way this list, by the way, as I was thinking about, is also out of these games. Am I going to get a good chance to actually get to play some of these? And I do feel like I can get to a lot of them. So I'm excited about. I feel like this one is.
I think you both would thoroughly enjoy it, Rococo.
Yeah,
I will thoroughly play it.
All right, there you go.
Awesome. So we will continue through the list of the 10 games we got to play based off our top 20 series that we have done. And so 108 different games.
It's 7 more Dalmatians than I could possibly imagine.
Well, yeah.
Anywho, my number 8 is not going to be much of a surprise, I don't think. Well, obviously not, as we just said, Ryan knows the list, but this is going to be on your list too. That's Marvel Champions.
Oh, I'm
talking about this for like years and years and years.
Back to back.
You own all this stuff. My friend Eric owns all this stuff.
Yep.
I've never played the game. Let's make it happen. Play it. Talking about how it's going to happen.
It will happen. It will happen, especially because I've been playing a lot more lately. So I've been playing it at least
without you.
Well, no, I've been playing with Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
Tyler and I've been playing over stream. So every other week I've been getting in a game of this. So I'm back with some of the language because there was some new language I had not seen.
Is a 2-player count your favorite?
I like it at 2.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it at 2-player because even when I do this solo, I play 2-handed.
You could do 3-player if you're playing some other scenarios that if there's no like AP going on.
Like the 3 of us could play.
I think the 3 of us could do.
The 3 of us could do 3-player, and I think it'd be fine. I wouldn't do 3-player. I will say this: I would not do 3-player with like a stranger by any means. And by stranger, I just mean like a random person at a convention.
Something where it's a little bit more involved per player. Like the Kang one, I feel like is not good for 3-player.
No.
But like the Green Goblin one, I think is a good one for 3-player.
Yeah,
that's a good one for 3-player.
Whereas Kang as a character, actually, you are dealing with individual versions of Kang.
Yeah,
Kang splits up after you defeat him the first time, so it's like, but they always are adding new stuff, so that's part of the learning that was happening with some new terminology. But yeah, I am excited, and when Bucky Barnes eventually arrives, I'm going to be even more excited.
Okay.
So
Maybe then I'll finally get to play.
oh yeah,
Nope.
we'll set something up. No, we'll play. For
We'll
sure.
do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
That's
Well,
a good choice.
great choice.
Thank you.
All
It's a
right.
marvelous.
My
choice.
number 8. Okay. It's another card game. But this one is the ultimate edition of this game. It's 51st State Ultimate Edition. It's on Danielle's list. Designed by Ignacy Trestwick, the same designer as Robinson Crusoe. This game gives me Empires of the North kind of vibes, or it's a tableau builder where you're going to be building out your tableau and trying to get an engine going on.
There's a reason for that. It gives you those vibes.
It's got, yeah. I mean, it has all those vibes, and I've heard nothing but great things about this one. I just gotta play it. It's just one of those. I gotta sit down and play it.
The tray even looks like
right. Well, it's the same design. It's the same company from Portal Games.
Yeah, you could tell. I can see their footprint right there.
Is it as punishing
as Empires of the North?
No, it has Robinson Crusoe.
Oh, definitely not. No.
There are very few games.
Oh, you weren't talking about that anymore. Sorry.
No, there are very, very few games as punishing as Robinson Crusoe.
No, not punishing like Robinson Crusoe.
No.
But
I just know Ignacy takes great pleasure in that sometimes from what I've seen on some videos.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what you sign up for. Yeah. But for 51st State, it doesn't have that. I'll zoom in so you can see it's got some cool art too.
Oh, that's cool.
Post-apocalyptic.
And are those tags similar to that of like if something has a certain tag? Because I see the certain visuals on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah. It's
that's
like
their tag.
It has that Empire of the North.
That's what I'm seeing there. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, 51st State Ultimate Edition.
Awesome.
I gotta play it.
Well, I have a game I want to play. I've seen it on a few people's shelves. I've seen it on your shelf.
Ooh.
I've heard about it from others in the community, and it's a game that I just remember. I believe it was on crowdfunding. I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting. I hope someone picks this up," and it was. And still hadn't played it. I don't even know who's actually opened it because I feel like, one of the first times I heard about it in a while was when this list happened, and that's Raising Robots.
Oh, Raising Robots.
Yeah, this one.
That's on that shelf, the unplayed shelf.
Oh yeah, I see it right there. Actually, I see it. So it's unplayed for you. Yeah, this game I just remember it grabbed my attention on Kickstarter. I heard good things about it, and then it's not that I didn't hear anything good about it after. It's that I wasn't hearing much about. I feel like it faded away a little bit in terms of what people were talking about. It didn't stay on maybe the top lists or whatever on BGG. But for me, it is one I would like to try. I'm very interested from everything I've learned about it. Yeah, I mean, it thematically, I don't know how much theme it really. I know there's robots. That's what I know.
There is.
So, but it was one that just I realized it's been a bit since I've heard about it. I want to know if it's worth staying in someone's collection or not. And again, seeing it on a top list reminded me of it because I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, I know it's crossover, by the way.
Oh, okay. There it is.
It's my number one. My number one.
So, by the way,
get off the shelf, please.
Yes, I'm happy to help you get off the shelf.
I thought you'd be interested in this game too because it gives that fantastic factories kind of.
That's
right?
the most. That's probably what it is,
right?
And I don't because I couldn't put my word. I couldn't because I don't think
it plays the same, but it's got the vibe.
No, the vibe is there. It's not the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, it's a whole vibe.
It's a vibe. We should play it. That's it. We should just play it.
Yep.
I've had it since Danielle's list last year.
Oh God. Was it on Danielle's list last year?
It was her number one.
So it was her one, and then
it's
dropped.
6.
It's dropped to number 6, but it's been on her list.
It's resurrected as your number one.
It's my number one,
like a phoenix
back at
robot rising
like
from the
phoenix.
metal ashes.
Yes, it's the Jean Grey of board games.
There you go.
Right here.
There we go.
But yeah, we should play Racing Robots. That's it. That's all I'll say.
That seems like the answer to all these things. You might be onto something.
We gotta play.
Just play it.
We gotta play it.
Let's play it. All right.
slide down number 7.
My number 7 is, oh man, I don't even know to say an older game at this point, but it probably is. And it's interesting because I played a sort of different version of it with you, actually. And that is the bag builder Orleans.
Oh wow! Oh no, I didn't realize you had not played this one.
I have only played the.
Oh, that's right. You played the
Pull and Right version.
Joan of Arc.
Yes,
which is now at your house, is it not? Joan of Arc.
It is
I thought.
not.
Oh, I thought Joan
He
of Arc.
borrowed it.
Oh, okay, I thought Joan of
it at one point.
Oh, I thought Joan of Arc ended up with you
Maybe not.
I
somehow.
don't think so. We played it here.
I think I sold it. That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, I thought it ended up at his house. But
It's a good game.
disregard. You
No,
enjoyed
it was good, and you know, as we were playing, the elements that you were describing that were the same as the regular base game were intriguing. And you know, I rewatched a couple of videos about the original version, and yeah, I think it looks like a very like a you know kind of a hefty bag building thing, but not too complicated. But you know, in terms of like a step up from Quacks, of course.
Yeah.
It's more like a Euro style bag builder.
Yes.
Which I kind of like the routes and connecting things like that, getting different workers to add to your bag to then take advantage of their ability, different folks around the town, I forget what their names are, but all that stuff. So yeah, this is something that I would definitely, I think when I first saw this back when it first came out, it probably was not my cup of tea, so to speak. But it's been a while since then.
I think you're gonna like this one.
I think my taste has changed.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like this game a lot. It's a great engine builder kind of thing too. Yeah. Because you have that board, you're gonna be collecting those pieces, and when you play with like the geek bits, you know, you got that like.
Well, wasn't that one of the reasons you didn't play it for a bit because you were missing, you couldn't play the new one.
I couldn't play the new expansion
because you didn't have there was no geek bits.
I now have the geek bits for it.
Because you can tell the difference.
Because Orleans the Plague is the latest one. We actually have like corpse tiles in your bag.
Excellent. Oh, so made of real bones.
We should play it, and the expansions are either really fantastic or really whatever. But the really fantastic ones,
so
like they're all modular. But the fantastic ones are like outstanding. Yeah, so good.
I will just say I like this one for all the reasons you described. It's a step up on the bag building from Quacks. Quacks is very straightforward. This is straightforward, but the strategy that exists in this
strategy ratio is
the luck to strategy ratio is completely shifts.
Yeah, you mitigate it by pieces you have.
Yeah, so for me, this one it was special. I used to own the core one. He's got the batch, and ultimately, I am just excited to play with all the bits as well. But I think you would like this a lot. It is a deeper strategy game. But to that point, it's not. I wouldn't call it complicated either.
It's not,
and that's what's nice about it. Is this described as a median weight?
Yeah,
game?
Probably.
I'm guessing it's full on BGG in the median.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
So
yeah, it's a solid bag builder.
Yeah,
and that's Orleans. Great choice.
Thank you.
For anyone who
does number 19, by the way.
And
Arwen's number 1.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
For anyone who is
19, okay, so a double crossover.
Yeah. For anyone who is tuning in, we are talking
tuning
in. Yeah,
tuning in.
We're
those rabbit ears.
We are talking about the top 10 games we got to play because we had a top 20 series and 108 different games were ended up talked about in that series. And we looked at that list, and these are the ones from that list that we want to play because we hadn't
played
them. Gotta play.
You just got to.
Got to. You gotta go.
No, I want to go right now. My number 7 is a game you have not played, Anthony, but it's on Barrow's list.
Okay.
It's a Barrow's top 20 selection, but it's a game I'm likely never going to play with Barrow's because it's a game that requires the same people to play it.
Oh.
Do you know what it is? Come on.
The same people to play it?
Yeah, you need the same people to play it because it's a legacy game.
Betrayal Legacy.
Betrayal Legacy. We could play it.
We can?
Because I have it.
No, but will I lose out on anything?
I mean, it depends when. That's what I'm just saying.
I don't know. 8:30.
No, I have my own copy
Yeah.
of the game. That's my
Okay.
point. I'm playing off another copy.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you have an unplayed copy.
I have an unplayed copy.
Oh, well,
That's all I'm saying.
I think we found a trio that would like to play Betrayal Legacy.
Yeah.
I'm signing you up for Betrayal Legacy.
The trail, like it's,
I
talk
would-
about
I
it.
just could have changed. I would have put it on my list.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would love to play this game. So Betrayal at House on the Hill, I have a soft spot for it. It is not a good game, but it has a lot of good experiences.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you get a lot of fun stories. You get a lot of the drama going on, and the Legacy version sounds like an even better experience.
Yes.
For that. So yeah, let's just get this to the table.
Yeah. I'll only describe this for people. Even though it's on my top 20, I don't describe it as like this beautifully designed board game with a well-designed rule book or insanely great mechanic. Like it's not.
But that's what you go. But
it's what you said though.
Yeah.
It's the experience of this. The experience that they created with this game is honestly just fantastic.
Let's talk about horror movies, right? This takes it right from horror movies. A lot of horror movies are pretty trash.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of them are pretty trash. Even the great ones,
Mhm.
they're still rooted in trash.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like that trash. If I'm going into this, I want to experience the trash.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best possible way.
And I will be candid, because it's been a bit since the game that I've been playing through has happened.
Mhm.
The only scenario I even remember really well is the first scenario,
Okay.
which I would just play the same way anyways.
So how many have you played?
I'm more than halfway through it, but it's a group that all lives across the Northeast.
Yeah.
So if we don't get back together, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So needless to say, I could jump right back in. As you can see, I was Bruno.
Yeah.
So
Pablo bringing up, I wish somebody made a summary of the hauntings from the original order by broken to not broken. So I know what component to take out.
That's a great
fair.
idea.
Pablo, I wish someone did that, but I should just probably play for the originals. Because I have both of I even have the Widow's the Widow's Peak or whatever they call that one.
Maybe what we could do is on the easiest way on the Matrix itself, just put like a sorry, try again.
Yeah.
You know.
I just know, I will just say, I know there's one with like a spider in the original one. And I just remember it being like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. And I don't know if it was good or bad. I just remember being like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I played
one it's on it
where
if we get it's an if. He's accurate. It's an if we get it back to the table.
The one I remember the most was somebody was basically a poltergeist made of garbage. So we were like, this garbage dump, and then the garbage like swirled around and took the form of some kind of monster.
Oh yeah, no, Betrayal. I still have, again. It's the third edition. I know another one came
third
out.
edition is the most recent.
No, so I have the second edition with the second edition expansion.
Oh, okay.
And I will not get rid of it.
Widow's Walk.
Widow's Walk. Yeah. So, and I will not get rid of it. I enjoy the broken, beautiful game that it is.
Yeah.
So,
but we got a caller.
Hello.
We'll bring her in 3, 2, and 1. Hello. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
It's
there you
puppy.
are.
Hey.
Hi, Arwen. How are you?
Hello.
I'm good. I did not turn in my dog. I literally got ready for bed and then remembered that we had a call tonight. So.
Oh, that's okay. Well, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're excited that so far of your choices, Orleans has been talked about.
Mm-hmm.
We have Rococo is talked about. What else? Was there anything else talked about yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we've got time.
Those are the only ones so far.
I did see that. Yeah, I'm excited for some people to play Orleans and Rococo. They're both excellent games, and I love them obviously due to the fact that they showed up on my list. So
that's true.
Yeah.
But of our top 20 series, what game really called out to you that you have to play?
So what was funny was a lot of them I've played already, which is kind of a good thing. But I would say out of all of them, I need to play Cockroach Poker the most because y'all keep talking about it so much. I keep hearing about it. I need to try the phenomena that is cockroach poker.
How many packs on plugs have we gone and still not made this happen?
A lot.
This needs to change.
This needs to change.
This is such a simple fix, too.
And it
Y'all
seems
are.
like y'all play it, and I just we're like ships passing in the wind. Like we never make it happen, and we just need to make it happen.
This is the year then.
Yeah.
This is the
Let's
year.
do it.
The cockroaches will all come out, and we will play cockroach poker.
And Ryan and I will probably lose.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan or I, one of
Yeah,
us.
We're really good at losing because it's a game about bullying. There's only one loser.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets to laugh. It's a great time.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah. It's funny that we have well, in all fairness, you made Cosmic Frog happen. This is 10 times easier to make happen.
And they both start
Yeah.
with C.
I mean, we could literally start a game randomly waiting in line for something.
No, because you need tableau of cards in front of you.
I'll sit in a
Especially
circle.
us.
Sit in a circle an hour before or somewhere. You know,
If you got like a flat construction board or something like that, and we were waiting in line, we could all like move in the line with the construction board.
We can walk around with like suspender trays, you know?
Yeah.
Like the passing out cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know?
Modern
Your player trays.
modern problems require modern solutions. So
I'm
this
gonna
is how we
find-
make that
I'm
happen.
gonna make this on
I think
Marcel
that's how we
job.
have to play it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna hire
only way.
Marcel to like make something and burn the Tabletop Express logo in and make it the traveling tabletop
there you go.
board.
The traveling board.
The traveling board.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Legacy
All
of the
Marcel,
traveling
I'm
board.
gonna be in touch.
Oh my gosh. All right, Armin, that was a great pick.
I thought so.
All right. I guess we'll talk to you later.
Wait,
Wait,
anything
what
else?
happened?
Anything else?
Oh, there's gotta be more than
yeah, we can
one.
do another one. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
just
sorry.
sending like
It's been
what
long
is
we had a
that?
caller. I'm forgetting caller
Well,
etiquette.
In all fairness, this is also the first time we've all sat together since like March for an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been really
Wow,
it's sad.
that's wild. Time flies.
Time does fly. It's May right now, right?
It is May.
It is. It is
Jeez.
past mid-May. It's almost Memorial. No, it's
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
the weekend.
it's Memorial Day weekend this weekend. It's absolutely
It's like
insane.
freezing outside.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's weird.
Anyway, Armin, is there another game that piqued your interest?
Yeah, so I think the next one on my list that I really want to try is an entry from the Unmatched series, and it's
Yep.
just one that I have wanted to try. I've heard so many people talking about it, and just have not gotten the opportunity to.
Yeah, this made my short list as well.
Yeah, with Unmatched, I think the biggest thing is, especially if a first-time player, what I would try to do for anyone is try to find one of those matchups that's just not that is not fairly in all fairness, I should say, an quote unquote unmatched one, like one where you can actually have a nice back and forth, and then you could toy around with the odds being really poorly against you because you picked one that's not going to fare well against something. But
Yeah.
but the system itself is a ton of fun. I mean, the concept of mixing up some of these characters is neat. So
Did you back the Ninja Turtle one?
I didn't back it because I'm going to buy it at retail because the things that you got for the Kickstarter for the price didn't seem worth it at the time.
That's the one I would want to try.
So the Unmatched Adventures Turtles one, once it's retail, I'm totally picking it up. It's just the extra stuff was like slightly different figures or different card art, and I
Yeah.
just didn't care because I care about the system, not the art on the card personally. But that's just me.
Armin, is there a go-to one that you would want to try out?
I don't know. This Ninja Turtles one looks pretty darn interesting to me. And I mean, it harkens back to my childhood. So I could definitely see myself getting into that.
Plus, it's got the co-op.
No, this
version,
has
right?
got the co-op, and then when it comes to the different matchups you can do, you could still do. They're I think going to be selling at retail the Shredder and the Krang
like.
as individuals.
But you can
Okay.
also use the turtles individually. You're saying?
Yes, so you can in
Like
theory.
it's like
Well,
You can,
someone else.
You can combine them with other games.
yeah, you can buy them.
I know.
You could
Saying
do-
even the cooperative one. You can
Oh
do.
yeah.
Okay.
You could do, and then we could in turn do a match where it's Michelangelo, Raphael, and a T-Rex if you wanted. Like we could
It's so cool.
do anything. That's the fun about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it
So, I
seems
mean-
like this system's kind of held up better a little bit as opposed to Funkoverse, where it just really didn't hold up, but you could do the mix and match thing that was appealing, and this definitely seems to hold up better to that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I do think it has held up, and if there is a complete competitive space for this game at this point.
Yeah, and the Funko thing at first was really it almost is exclusively like modern-ish IP things, right? As opposed to the Unmatched kind of started with more, older lore-based characters that have sort of been, changed over time, and now they're coming into this with the Marvel stuff and the Ninja Turtle, and it's like, all right,
to that,
take the whole thing over now.
I have a pre-order on the Volume 3, which is going to have Blackbeard, Loki, like not Loki from Marvel, Loki. I know Blackbeard. That, honest to God, is the one that I know is in that one. That's the one that has me excited. But yeah, like, so Volume 3. Yeah, there it is.
There's Volume 3.
So if you scroll down, you'll see who's going to be in
the
there.
Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra is going to be in there, and then
and Pandora.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about this.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm very excited. But I think there's a lot of different matchups you can do. The Shakespeare box was actually incredibly fun. Surprisingly, like the Shakespeare one turned out being pretty good too. So yeah. I think I owe a few people a game of this potentially at PAX that I might box up a few of them into one. So we'll see. I might have to make a travel bag of Unmatched to bring.
Travel bag.
Bug
snack.
Yeah, we can make that happen though. And
awesome.
Turtles, I'm guessing, will be a retail piece at PAX Unplugged by that point. If hopefully. Well, I'm going to try to be optimistic that it's a thing by that point, because then they'll be selling out. They'll be selling it quickly.
Yeah.
So
it'd be nice to. Do I have one more? I was going to say it'd be nice to get a little sneak peek at Origins if Restoration's going to have it there. It'd be might be something I have to check into, but I would say the last one I have is Draft and Write Records. And I think that the major reason is I've seen some people playing it online, and it's easy enough to get out on BGA that it seems like it would be super simple to just, kind of play and get an opinion on it. Not that I can usually give a final opinion off of BGA, but, at least I get a sense of what's going on.
I feel like I'll like this more in person than I will on BGA, though, because I played on BGA and I actually think I'd much like in the end, even like Welcome to, I still prefer in person over BGA.
Well, use the color too.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth playing on BGA or just waiting until I can do it in person?
I mean, I think you could check it out and you'll have the idea. But I just think it's going to be a better experience in person. I feel like.
Did you own this?
No, I've only played on BGA. I've only played this on BGA, and I didn't dislike it, but I would say it's also, and my feeling is the same on a lot of roll and writes on BGA. When I played a real-time version of this game, I liked it 10 times better.
Sure.
Whereas like Welcome to, I can kind of remember what I'm doing. This one is a step up, I feel like, in all the things going on, that I started declining at the game with the asynchronous of this because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I got news for you. This is my number 6.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Which is
Heyo. So whose list was this on? Danielle's. Okay. Yeah. No, this everything you just said. This is like a step up from something like Welcome to, but maybe not as chunky as the Play the Dice game Four Sisters kind of deal, but has that vibe to it. And I love the theme. Like we're getting a lot of cool music based games recently, And the fact that there's this flip and right, roll and right version of one of them, or not version, but ilk of one is kind of awesome. So definitely want to play this, and I would totally want to rather play it in person.
Yeah.
At first than on BGA for sure.
Yeah, again. I played it. When I played it real time, I did significantly better. And I just because I felt like I had the momentum, I knew what my plan was. I don't like using that note taking feature on BGA. I never use it.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's a good choice because I do. If you want to try a roll and write that's got a little bit more, I think you're right, Anthony. This kind of falls in that category.
It looks great. I love the graphic design and stuff. And again, the theme of touring and going to making deal, go to practice and all that stuff. It's definitely intriguing for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, great choices.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, Aaron.
And we got a crossover out of it. That's fantastic. It's like the perfect lead-in too.
Right? I was so excited. I couldn't wait for this guy to stop talking so I could chime in and say that it was on my list too.
All right. Well, you're gonna be at Origins next month, then.
I will be at Origins next month, about a month from right now. So
nice.
That's exciting.
Well, we'll look forward to hearing, what you've experienced from that. Definitely make sure to call in and give us a download for sure.
We'll absolutely be doing that.
Awesome.
All
right, y'all. Have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Bum, bum, bum.
That was exciting. We had a little
crossover. Perfect.
So I guess I should go then.
Yeah.
Here.
Number 7.
Number 7 is a game that I was recently just reaching. I'm hoping that actually I reached out, and I'm just going to say it publicly. I reached out in hopes that we can even get a conversation with some of the folks related to this one because there's an expansion coming out for this. And that's a game called Endeavor. Deep Sea.
Ooh. That's Arwen's number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've just been wanting to play this game. Thematically, it looks so good. I am a fan of a lot of what Burnt Island Games has done with some of their games where they've got enough depth, but they still feel so. They feel still like something I can put to the table with someone who doesn't game all the time. Like there's just nice, but this one feels like it's just one that I'm going to really be able to get into and dig into the theme.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I'm the first to say I've heard a lot of good things about this. I haven't really heard too much on the negative. And I don't mean from, say, other people reviewing the game who are content creators. I mean, like, just people who are playing the game.
Okay.
Like it just seems to have a truly positive vibe coming from it. And when Arwen spoke about it, it just made me say, man, how have I not played this yet? So yeah, I know it's a 2024 release, but man, I want to get this one to the table.
Yeah, it sounds like it comes from a better space than the Endeavor, the older Endeavor.
Yeah, the older version. Yeah,
Age of Sail, I think it was called. I have it.
You do
over
there. It feels it, and I do think when I look at some of the games I played, in particular from Burnt Island Games, I feel like they're a company that has evolved with some of their games over time.
Okay.
That I've been picking up more on just wanting to play their games, where in the past I might have been like, oh, that looks interesting.
Okay.
Now it's like, no, I really want to play this. And very often, again, I think theme is one thing, and hype is another thing. But this one kind of has both of them, and this is one where I'm leaning a little into the hype, and I admit that.
Okay.
I want to cross it off my list to know, did it meet the hype?
If the hype is real.
Yeah. So I'm leaning into the hype on this one, and I just want to be transparent about that because I've heard the hype.
You may want to play it a lot, but I want to play it slightly more than you. It's my number 2.
It's your number 2.
Yeah.
Deuce.
And yeah, because I have enjoyed the older Endeavor game, and again, it's a big improvement because they took out the very controversial theming behind it, right? In the original one,
is that more like about like sailing to like colonize lands and stuff?
Well, there's literally a slavery option.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and you could the game tells you could choose to just ignore it and not play with it. Which like why would you? Why put it in there? But it's a colonialism kind of.
Was this the redesign of them? Same design or like?
This is taking that
like,
game and
they tossed a lot of that stuff out. And,
thank goodness.
And
so I'm excited to play Endeavor Deep Sea.
Yeah,
for sure. Because the game is a great game. But it's just like it's a great game. Just ignore that part. Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to have to ignore something in the rule book.
Yeah.
To enjoy it.
Because then you're not already not ignoring it because you're acknowledging it to ignore it.
Yep.
Like,
that's true.
If it's not there, you don't have to notice it to ignore it.
Yeah.
I had no idea
and there is an and then there is an expansion. I know that's coming. So
well, the game penalizes you because at a certain point, the slavery mechanic goes away because they've been emancipated, and anyone who had slaves has like crazy negative victory points. So it's a really like push your luck kind of thing. But again, why include it? When we could just play the game.
Yeah. Well, again,
for the
but again, Endeavor Deep. That's the point. Endeavor Deep Sea is even though it's a newer game, it's still built on something. So I'm glad you speak to it, because it is still built on the foundation of the game and works to improve upon it.
Yep.
So, we have, by the way. Oh no, I didn't.
Oh, Pablo.
This was
Ninja Turtles.
This was back with the turtles, and I want to make sure we address it
more
from before.
Of a biker rats from Mars and Street Sharks fan.
Oh,
Shark. That's Jawsome. Right? That was their catchphrase. I love those toys.
Those were cool.
So there we go. That is my number 7, Endeavor Deep Sea.
All right, I'll jump in my number 6.
Yeah.
My number 6 is I'm just gonna click it. It's Apiary.
Oh, I can help with this.
A game that really should have been called
Can You?
Bees in Space. What happened? Oh, because he flaking out on places.
We have a game on BGA that he's like weeks behind on.
I am?
Yes.
Oh. I gotta check this because I haven't seen it.
Look at this guy.
I'll check.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play it
call me out
for a while now. It looks really interesting.
It's really, really interesting.
Like I just want to play it. That's it.
This made quite an impression.
Bees in space.
It is bees in space.
It is. And there's a lot going on. It's got that very cool mechanic of your worker can get bumped and then go to another spot, and eventually it's going to come back to you, but then it'll kind of level up one to be worth more.
Well, you have a choice too.
And you can take an income. You can kind of retire it after it gets to that past level. And there are certain spaces that you have to be a certain strength of to even go on, or some that just have an extra bonus if you happen to be at top strength. There's a lot of stuff to consider when you're making your moves on this.
Marcel is right, by the way. The Queen Bee Explorer is fun because there's this whole spot of the board that you're exploring, which is the one all the way on the left. So it's exploring, and then you're going to flip over the tile there, and so it's neat to send your kind of queen bee through space, essentially. Look,
I'm gonna play it.
It's a delightful game, and I think it was for Christmas that I ended up getting the modular expansions.
Okay.
So I actually have modules. I added them into the box. I haven't played with them.
Okay. Yeah, Apiary.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, I want to take an adventure, not to space, but my number 6 is Aquatica.
Oh.
Let me tell you a story about this game. It was at Barnes & Noble once, and it was on sale, and I think you had already had it, I knew, or something.
I did.
And so this was the time when that was the case. And I remember saying, "Oh no, he already has this. Whatever. I don't need to pick this up." And then I came back, and then I came back to the store like 2 days later, and it had been gone. This clearance section was still there. I said, "I should pick that up." And since that day, I've wanted to play this game.
And you've gone back every day.
Well, no,
since?
I have not gone back to Barnes and Noble every day since, but this is one that when you talk about a game where cards are at the heart of the play, that calls to me.
Oh yeah.
And it's again, it's bugged me that I haven't played this game because I've heard high praise for it for years. Years. So it's not like, again, it's not like we were talking earlier about the hotness, right?
Sure.
This is something where it's been consistent.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you haven't played that yet? So this has to come off my list. And I have to play it because I'm sick of not being able to say that I've played it. I need to fix
Street
that.
Shark in there.
There is a Street Shark. And is that the guy from that Disney movie? Right? That's, right? Michael J. Fox's character?
Teen Wolf?
No, it was like Atlantis or something. It was like there was an Atlantis Disney movie.
I don't know that. So.
Anyways, I'll tell you my story about Aquatica.
Oh man, everyone's got a Aquatica story.
I love Aquatica, right?
But didn't you sell it?
Yes, I'm gonna get to that. I love Aquatica, but I didn't play it enough, and I forgot why I loved it. So I sold it. And since that day, I slightly regretted selling Aquatica. And then Danielle did her video. And I'm like, man, I really regret selling Aquatica. And then it went on BGA. And I played it a couple more times. And I really wanted Aquatica. So every day, I would scour all of the Facebook Marketplace listings.
For Aquatica?
For Aquatica. No luck. No dice. Nothing.
No, there's cards in the game. It's
But-
not about the dice.
A week and a half ago, a listing did come up for Aquatica with the expansion and all promos, all sleeved, and now it is in my collection. So we can play Aquatica.
Story.
It
Well,
is. It is.
Well,
Uh,
Eddie was. And by the way, we have a few comments here. Well, and here, look, cheap plug for the Discord. If you're not in our Discord, Eddie was on the Discord and said, "Why is it so quiet in here?" And now he knows why, because here we are. Also talking about. He said Ryan sold his copy. Boo! And then
I would just like to prove it's right here.
The only thing that would have
Right
made
here.
that story better if that was your original copy
Oh,
that got
coming
back,
back?
to you somehow.
It could have. It could have, because I sold mine with the expansion.
Hey, there you go.
I didn't have the
There's
promo,
hope.
so.
There's hope.
So
Pumpkinhead, by the way, saying that you were getting higher on his lane list, but now you're lower.
look, Howard. All right, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Aquatica at EddieCon. That could be arranged.
We should do Aquatica right now after this stream. It's a great game. You would love Aquatica. Yeah, you would love Aquatica.
Not down.
You know, tableau builder where your tableau can be activated at any point. Howard brought up that point, right?
Yeah,
It
the
has a unique
activation.
activation system.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you tuck your cards under this slot, and the little bubbles as you could trigger them if when appropriate, and when you do, you slide them up, and they're eventually all slid up. Then you could score those cards. They're not worth any victory points until you actually score them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great game.
Yeah, that's my number 6.
Well, you guys ready for another dynamite segue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my number 5 is also an aquatic game.
Mhm.
It is on the new list. It's a 2024 release, and it is a derivative of a relative, rather, of my number 1 game, which is Wingspan. This is the Finspan.
Finspan.
There it is. I figured this would be on your list.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The span. It's in the span verse.
Although I've still never played Wormspan either,
Neither have I.
but I have to say this one appeals to me a little more just because of the theme. Dragons are cool. Wingspan was about real birds, and Finspan is about real fish.
Yep.
Just whatever. But that being said, this does have that feel to it, and there's different sort of not habitat. It's all water, but there's different depths of the water that certain fish can go in because they require a certain amount of sunlight or darkness, and that's going to depend on how they kind of feed there. You can place certain fish on top of other fish if they're bigger, in case a lot of times you kind of have to score them properly. And again, you're going to balance some resources. and try to just get the fish in the right spot, score the most points. I think this is a nice addition to the line, so to speak. I don't know how far that line will go, but I think just like there was a group of people who were big birders that finally got to see a game come about that took their hobby, super seriously and done with so much love and passion and wonderful artwork, that it's also very awesome that there's a similar experience for people who love fish, because I know there's a lot of folks out there.
I've heard from a lot of people about this is there's some refinements learned from Wingspan, gameplay sped up.
It's certainly streamlined.
It's a little bit more streamlined, but still adapted and doing some new and different things. I was looking at and I haven't played, but with the workers are the little people at the bottom that I'm seeing. I don't know if they took some stuff from Wormspan where you are using, like, you're moving people along the board at some point too.
Okay. Those divers?
Yeah, like divers, because in Wormspan you were sending explorers into the caves.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm intrigued by it, and I definitely want to try it out. And I imagine this would be a hit in my house because Wingspan's a hit. So and Wingspan just takes a little long for me. So what excited me about this was it sounded like we could actually play a game in 45 minutes to an hour of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is the same vibe, just fish, not birds.
Oh,
lots of talk for
we got an Eric in the wild.
Look at that.
What up, dude?
Can't wait for the shark expansion. I'm with him on that.
Ah, all right. So you're a Finspan fan, are you?
Play with the sharks.
Is there really a shark expansion?
I don't know.
But Eric just loves sharks.
I would play. I love sharks as well.
If there's not,
yeah,
he just put one into existence.
Well, yeah.
Pablo brings up an excellent point, by the way. Transparent cards would have been really cool for this.
Oh, that would have been neat.
Oh, so it looks like they're like on
yeah,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like what is that? Like the Mystic Veil.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Kind of card stuff.
True.
What's that he's saying? Evolution-wise, dragons came before fish, therefore
Sure.
So fish. That's true. And look, Jamie was saying he was trying to do
Awesome.
Shark expansion.
That's awesome.
And then 6-player Wingspan, surprisingly working well.
Ooh, wow. That's brave.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a good time.
I don't think I would do
but
that.
He says it could work.
There we go.
I mean, it could work if everybody really knows the game well.
Yeah, if you know the game. Yeah, I agree.
I know the game well, and I still, I might sometimes take a little bit long on my turn.
Yeah,
I was playing it at a bar event more recently, and that's why I said it was fun, and I remembered
Wingspan at a bar.
Well, no, it was the gamers group. It just happened to be at the bar. We weren't sitting at a bar. But it was you have one new player, and it's a game that with repeat players definitely moves significantly quicker.
Yeah, okay.
But
significant. I'm gonna let you take your number 5 because I only have 2 left.
Okay, my number 5.
Top 3.
My number 5. There's a world that I love in the world of video games. Mm-hmm. It is the world that is been created with these really unique characters with whether it be magical powers, or you could be a thief, you could be all these different sorts of things. It's a popular franchise. Most recently, the same one re-released a video game called Oblivion, and that is the Elder Scrolls. That's the reason. I mean, when it comes down to it, I actually candidly may not even like this game at all when I looked at images and I looked at stuff, but it's because it is going to be one of those big worlds, and I don't know that I would dedicate the time needed to truly experience, but I need to try at some point just because it is the Elder Scrolls. And it's a world that I love. It's up there with Fallout as something that I would want to play, but Fallout wasn't on the list, so I couldn't pick Fallout. In this particular case, I want to try it. I'm not saying I want to dedicate like a full execution play, which is why it's going to be hard to make that happen. Okay. Because it is a massive game, but I would love to enter this world in the land of board games and see what that experience is like, because it's a crazy world. It's a ton of fun. And I'm intrigued how they delivered on it with this one. I'm really truly intrigued because there's so many like wild and wacky things. And Bethesda, when they did this video game, because it's Bethesda. If anyone who knows video games, they are broken as hell. Like they're just broken video games when they first come out.
Okay.
They take multiple fixes.
Oh, okay.
So, but we'll see. We'll see what I ultimately would think. It does well on BGG. It's got high scores. I just, when it comes down to the time dedicated to it, that would be my biggest question, because it's a large and a long game.
Yeah, you would need to find someone that owns this for sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'd have to find someone who owns it. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Go to Arvin's house.
Yeah.
Which the by the way, it came out in 2025 and was from Chip Theory Games, so ignore the
2021. Ignore the 2021. Yeah, it's new. So,
but yeah, I mean, hey, it's from that Too Many Bones system.
Yeah,
you know, which I also haven't tried, but I've heard good things.
Yeah.
So.
Again, I don't know. I'm not going to buy and dedicate the time to it, but I need to experience it somehow.
Yeah.
It's my goal. So
gotta play it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you bought it. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those you got to find someone who's into it. Same with Too Many Bones. I feel like with Too Many Bones, I want to play Too Many Bones. I just want to play with someone who has it and knows how to teach it and wants to teach it.
If I ever saw it for some insane deal, I don't even know, but I would be jumping at it like that. It's Elder Scrolls. So anytime I have a chance to enter one of those worlds that I loved, I want to.
All right. So my number 5 is a game that I believe you have.
Ooh, me?
I think so. Or your friend Eric is gonna have.
Oh.
Because it's a Marvel themed game.
Okay.
And that is Marvel Dice Throne X-Men.
I don't think Eric has that.
No. Do you have it?
I don't. I didn't back it.
Oh,
Dan
okay.
has it.
Dan has it.
There
you go.
Yeah.
I know Danielle has it. It was her number 1. Now, the reason why I would like to play this one is because I heard really good things about the missions, the co-op version. Because I played Dice Throne before. It was okay. You know, it's not my kind of thing. But I heard the missions, the actual co-op one is actually very well done.
Yeah, that's very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely this is on the radar as well. I didn't put it on my list because I know I haven't played this one, but I thought it was kind of.
Can you use the original?
I played Dice Throne, but I feel like this is different enough.
That
it warrants it. You know, like even with Unmatched, you know, like I played Unmatched. It wasn't for me, but I want to play the co-op version because I feel like that would be a different.
Have you played the other? Have you played? You've never played then. You haven't played with the X-Men though at all.
No,
you've only played with the.
And I feel like the X-Men would be a great place to jump in.
Of course,
you know, like
and for a co-op kind of thing,
right? You want like X-Men doing a co-op mission seems right.
Yeah, because the other Marvel one with that was just a bunch of random. It's
Miles, Scarlet Witch, Loki.
Loki's in there. It's the X-Men. It's actual members who were on the X-Men team. In the X-Men one. So
So would like to try this one for sure. Didn't like the Unmatched co-op. Yeah, I mean, I still want to try it. And I feel like that's why I want to try the Turtles one, because I feel like the Turtles is co-op.
That just
but they also, in all fairness,
back to the arcade game. You know?
In all fairness, too, the Turtles one, they've done one of the co-op ones, and now they're coming back and doing another one. So it'll be intriguing what they picked up in feedback over that time too, and what maybe has changed in the way they want to deliver this experience.
All right, Anthony, do your number 4.
Okay, I got a lot of real estate.
You got your top 4.
All right, my number 4 is one that I know you guys are going to be super excited to hear me say, because I know you guys love this game, and it is a co-op, and it is Vagrant Song.
Ooh. We didn't plan the ooh there. That just happened.
So, you know,
well,
I love the art style of this game. I love the concept that you're just sort of, you know, it's it's kind of like a dungeon crawl thing, but it's just you're on a train and there's these different paints that you're trying to deal with, and
Punch the hint.
right,
Yeah.
but you're not trying to kill them.
No,
per se, right?
No, you're punching their humanity.
You regain their humanity.
So it has that vibe to me of like in Horrified, where you're not necessarily trying to slay all these monsters, right? You are most times trying to help them somehow just become less of a monster.
Yeah.
And so there's that. And then there's just this sort of epic narrative to the whole thing, right? Where there's a storyline that's going to happen. You have this book and things like that, and different characters, and it really intrigues me. I know we've talked about getting this to the table again with the three of us, and hopefully that can come to fruition at some point. And I know I'm pretty sure Eric likes this game as well. I'm pretty sure he has it.
It's great,
but you guys have hyped this one up, and definitely piqued my interest in the beginning. I didn't get on the train.
It's worth the hype.
I don't doubt it.
It's so good.
I really enjoy this one. Obviously, it was on my list. I'll just say what excites me in the return to this potentially for me too is that we also have the expansion stuff now, which does have some stuff that we can add in right away that doesn't change your experience in any significant way in terms of like it'll blend right into it. So,
and I am friends with a man who legit can play the jug.
Like the actual instrument?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Could bring him in.
That would be awesome.
I think he could do a little jug song and we could play. He's a man of many talents. Yeah. It's not just like he only does a jug. He does a lot of things. He draws, he acts, he has a podcast.
We like this, by the way, because we have 8 images of it. You could
We do.
So
it's just gorgeous,
Pablo's saying, I was told this has one of my pet peeves that if unsure of a rule, do what's simpler or hard to note.
Yeah.
No, it does have that.
It does have that. And the rule book is atrocious, to be honest. Okay. It's not a good way to learn the game. It's a good reference, but not a good way to.
Well, luckily I have you guys.
Luckily you got us. And luckily the newer version has an updated rule book.
Yes.
I haven't read it because, I played it.
Yeah.
You have it?
But maybe I can give you the rule book. You can read it.
Yeah, we have the
little light reading.
Light reading by the pool.
Yeah, the expansion does add one-offs. And there's also we also have a bunch of random one-offs. The expansion also added where if you start to go on the path to being a hint, you can be brought back.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it.
So
great choice.
Yeah.
All right. Can we do my number 3?
But try it with you, I mean.
Oh, no, you have 4. Never mind.
I have my 4, but that's all that's left. So go ahead, Barrows. You take it away, and then I'll do my 4.
Okay, my number 4. My number 4, I saw at PAX Unplugged. It was mentioned. Is it Arwen's list? I'm thinking or was it Danielle's? But I saw this one at PAX Unplugged. I even talked to them, but I didn't play it. And it hit that vibe of, man, it grabbed your attention thematically. It kind of was drawing me in, and it had a two player kind of back and forth esque thing happening, and that's Neon Rain.
Oh, okay. This made my top 15 probably.
Yeah, and when you look at this though, it's got the whole arcade vibe going, and they do it so well. And again, they showed me like a quick run through of a turn, and I was like, "Wow, this is really cool." There is a solo deck for it. There are some things you can do in that way, but it's a 2-player game. That's what it truly is for me. Yeah, but for me, I want to play a 2-player.
Okay.
But it grabbed my attention, like I said, at PAX Unplugged. And again, the arcade theme I thought was executed really well from what they showed me. You have some decisions to make along the way of how you're going to be spending your turns that are going to be big decisions. And ultimately, I felt like the one thing, and one of the reasons is probably not any higher, is I was intrigued by what more there might be, like how many other characters they might add with whatever abilities, like how many other potential
Mm.
decks. And still intrigued by that, but I want to get this to the table. I want to play this. And I think I want to, again, go to that with the 2-player. I'm not as interested on the solo deck and facing off against a deck of cards. I have enough game to do that. This falls into my 2-player Let's Battle collection. And the game plays really quickly from what they showed me. Ultimately, it felt like a game that I can have hit the table, be done, and go to another game. Okay. So that's the other thing that landed for me with that, because I've been playing a lot of 2-player games over time, as you all know. And a lot of them are 45 minutes, 1 hour. And I do want to get more things to the table that can be quicker. Yeah. And this seemed like it had a pretty quick speed to me. So I'm a fan of, and let me just say, the art and brightness, it looks like a arcade game.
It does.
Yeah.
And
it's got that, you got to play synthwave.
Yeah.
Back,
set the music right. But again, this is all for me based off that. It's based off a very quick demo.
Yeah.
More than anything. And this was a reminder when it came up on Danielle's list that's that game I checked out.
Yeah.
So
fight.
Side note, if you were to play music from this, the band to listen to is called Time Cop 1983.
Time Cop 1983. Okay.
That's their jam.
Cool.
Like, yeah. You play any of their songs, this is perfect for Neon Rain.
What are your number 4? Because
my number 4.
It's your last one on your list
It's my last one, and it's one that I don't think you're going to suspect.
Ooh, how intriguing!
It's on Anthony's list.
Huh?
It is. It is on Anthony's
What
list.
What is it?
For a while now. I'm pretty sure it was still on your list for this one. It is I'll tell you. It's Santa Monica. It's Santa Monica.
I would not have expected that.
Yeah. I want to play Santa Monica. Like,
beautiful game.
Ever since you've just shown it, like, it's got that table presence where you got the screen printed sunglass meeples. You got like the beautiful beach going on, beachfront. Like, come on. I just want to play this one.
Yeah. No, I think I'm it's surprising, but I think you will enjoy it because it's pretty, it's kind of meaty-ish.
It's immediate.
I'm saying, like, it is chill, but it's not like a super casual game where your decisions.
You have to make
make
some very distinct decisions at times.
You want to optimize, and you want to get all those meeples really need to get somewhere.
Plus the feet.
End of the game.
Plus the feet. There's you'll see the feet on the board, and sometimes if you want to get those feet on enough tiles along a path, then you want to get the right meeples in the right places too, which can be challenging, especially near the end of the game. It has that factor of, okay, I need to get this done, and this done. I know this game is going to be done soon.
Right.
How am I going to get all those done? And that's the puzzle piece part that I like in this one. It's probably my favorite Josh Wood game. Because I played a few.
Well, there's what? Let's Go to Japan. What other games Josh Would?
I don't know those two.
I know those two as well.
I swear there's another one, but I like it better than Let's Go to Japan. Let's go
to Santa Monica.
Let's go to Santa Monica.
It's chill but tense. Just like, when you're on the beach and then all of a sudden you get sunburned, you're like, oh.
By the way, hello to Omar, who's joined us just now. Marcel, by the way,
howdy, Omar.
What up?
I will get my play of Age of Steam as soon as I can.
So there is a possibility for everyone. I mean, it could be my number one. I don't.
Look, I just could put in a rant here. I know Age of Steam didn't make your guys' list, and I feel like it was because of how I portrayed Age of Steam to you.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
Okay, it's not. Then I feel better.
Yeah, no,
it's just not that appealing.
It has zero appeal to me whatsoever.
Well, I backed the latest Kickstarters, so if they come, I will. I will play more.
I understand
the solo scenario.
I understand why you like it, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But Anthony, you're number 3.
My number 3. Oh boy. All right, let's take a look here. Lost my spot. My number 3 is In This Room.
Oh,
whoa!
Is it?
It is, which doesn't really narrow it down. There's a lot of games in there, but it's super small, and it's within inches of me currently, and that is A nice cuppa.
It's a nice cuppa.
Well,
Well, you
nice
just take it
cuppa.
with you then. There you go.
I think I will.
That's why I actually
Put
brought
it
it
in
up.
my pocket.
Yeah.
A solo game by Scott Alms. This is all about trying to basically make a nice cuppa and have the most relaxing experience possible. In terms of solo games, I've started expanding my horizon on those last couple of years, and I know For Northwood, one of our favorites, and I know this is not that game, but it appeals to me because it sort of has that look like, oh, here's all the stuff. Here's what you're dealing with. You're trying to do that, trying to get that over there. But This is a theme that is really, relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, I love tea. Today is actually International Tea Day. Did you know
What?
that?
Oh,
Did you
there
know
you go.
that? Booyah!
Didn't
It is.
didn't know that.
And this adds in something cool, which is you can have like sort of these distractions, right?
Yes.
That can make it harder for you to accomplish this nice, routine that you're trying to do. And it also stuff that is very relatable, right? It's you have an existential crisis, or you have imposter syndrome, or politics ruins your day, or something like that. And it's just very, chill and relatable. I want to put on the, chill pop on the TV and listen to that and just make my tea and read my book. It's like a getaway.
Yeah, and I know that I obviously have talked about it, and I really like this. It's one of my favorite solo games at this point. I've pretty much admitted I like For Northwood at a higher spot, but a nice cup is one of these games that I've said I always want to just kind of travel with it and have it with me, something to do.
Spring allergies.
Yeah, and it is. It's not easy per se to get them all
score,
to get
right?
a perfect score,
Of course not.
right? It's not designed to also be a game that you quote unquote beat in that same sense as other things. But I really quite like it. I do find it relaxing. I know that some would agree.
Just looking at the cover of the rule book.
But there's a lot of tough decisions to make, and those distractions and the actions of the distraction cards are a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And you really have to get rid of those cards. And so there's ways to do it, but in doing that, you also might get rid of something that's going to help you on a later turn. So it's really interesting how it balances. So
I was stressed out and did not like it.
You didn't like this game?
I did not like
Okay.
a nice cuppa. But you try.
Oh, I still got to play it.
You still got to play it.
Yeah.
Still got to play it.
So what's interesting is we revisit this list next year, check our progress, and see how our expectations.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
yeah. And then we do this video again next year and repeat.
Steep and repeat.
Yeah.
Chris,
And I'm with Arwen. A nice
it'll happen.
cuppa is quite lovely. I believe I agree.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Well, let me tell you, Ryan, you're gonna Ryan's gonna like my number 2. He already knows what my number 2 is, as we said.
Yeah, baby.
He knows all the spoilers. He's the Loki over here. But it's a game that I've played the junior version of. It's a game that you've wanted me to play for a long time.
Yep.
And we got to play Alchemist.
Finally.
You've talked this one up. When I played Little Alchemists, I really got the vibe. I really enjoyed it. I quite liked Little Alchemists to the point that I would actually play Little Alchemist with all the stuff added in and be perfectly content. So with that said, I do need to play the full thing. Honestly, that's the reason. Alchemist, this idea of trying to deduce the right answer before everyone else is really fun to me, that concept. And again, my little version is what actually led me to want to play this one.
Yeah.
That's what's funny about it, is it was the game intended for the kiddos per se, that made me say, yep, let's upgrade.
Yeah, Little Alchemist is really a modular tutorial to Alchemist, but it still plays as a solid game.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, yes, the deduction is a part of it, no question. But the constant edge of your seat BSing you'll be doing the entire game is what I love coming back to in Alchemist over and over again, because you always need to be publishing, even if you have no idea what to publish. You got to publish something because
You gotta get answers.
you got to get higher reputation.
Yeah.
You get more reputation, you get more respect, you get which translates into victory points if you just start publishing. Doesn't mean you're right, just means you did it first. And I just love how tongue in cheek it is with higher education. This game is it's so funny.
And that's the other reason my higher ed background makes me want to jump right into that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And the app works perfect. It does exactly
Howard, by the way,
what
always
app-
be publishing.
Yeah. ABP, always be publishing. So that's what you always have to do.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely want to play this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anthony.
My number 2 is in that room.
Oh,
I think.
wait, it's the only game that's not in this game room?
I think.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. It is.
It's another game that we talk about playing all the time that sometimes Ryan is convinced I actually have played.
I am.
Hallucinated that this has happened.
It's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, right. That's Crokinole.
It better happen tonight.
Crokinole. The mother of all dexterity games.
The best.
The pewiest of all the pews.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a giant wooden circle.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Doubles as a decorative wall art.
It's also is this a board
Shield.
game conversation from every top
Defense.
20 game we do that Ryan gets to state why it's a board game?
If it's on BPG, it is a board game,
Absolutely.
right?
100%.
Come on.
100%.
It is literally a board on a
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Like it's a board game.
It's a good stress reliever as well, perhaps.
Yeah, it is.
Or maybe added stress.
No, it's not. It's not crazy stressful. Even in the high stakes scenarios,
Oh, yeah?
tournament level,
Ugh.
it's still good. Still a good time.
They should make a movie about this over like Catan. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah,
Right.
They're not going to.
They should make like
They're-
a Kingpin
Actually,
style.
hang on. If you haven't, anyone watching this too, look up the YouTube video of the best Crokinole commentary.
Okay.
Oh my god, it is hilarious.
Best Crokinole commentary.
Yeah, you just gotta look it up. It's,
All right.
it's hilarious. It is not safe for work. It's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, but Crokinole is phenomenal. Yeah, it's quick.
All
Exactly.
right. Tell him. Get it off the
It-
wall. Let's do
wait,
it.
wait. He's right. It takes like 15 minutes.
It does take.
I know that's why it's
It's
so
so quick.
absurd. There's
So-
a reason. It's
Look.
so absurd that it almost is number 1, and you'll see why.
I gotta
it's not.
find Numsters. You can do Numsters solo, and then we'll do Crokinole and done. You know?
There you go.
Yeah, Crokinole's phenomenal. Go play it.
Dinamino. You want me to do my number 1 so you can go last, or do you want?
It doesn't care. I'll go.
It doesn't care.
But
It doesn't care.
I don't know if my number one will surprise people because it's not a type of game I talk about all the time. But it's a game that I've watched get played. And it's not Fromage because I've actually played Fromage technically. So I've watched a lot of this game get played at cons and other, and even at like a game cafe once. And it just caught my attention, and I said, I gotta experience this once. And I've talked about experience a few times tonight. That's Blood on the Clock Tower. I really want to try this game, and I know you need a bunch of people. I know people are a big part of what makes this a good game.
Yeah. It's very group dependent, right?
But I gotta get this in. I gotta try this. I'm thinking a PAX Unplugged might be the time when I can get in a truly, really good game because I'm gonna get people maybe more intrigued by it. But
not on whiskey night.
no, not on whiskey night. That's
Or maybe on Whiskey Night.
well, maybe on
Maybe.
whiskey night. I don't know how
You
good.
might
Maybe
not remember
some-
your playthrough,
Maybe not.
Yeah.
but you should log it regardless.
But no, and I'm gonna be first to say, like, my son has really enjoyed playing, Werewolf and other type games. So I've kind of warmed up to these, just to some social deduction games, and not all of them, but this is one that it feels like I have to try it once and see what the experience is like, and go from there.
I would agree that this could fall in that category of games you should try once. And I'm gonna predict I'm gonna fall into what Howard is saying, which is I have a visceral hate of the Clock Tower. I don't know. I'll try it. I will try it.
I'm skeptical as well.
You know what I mean?
I'm intrigued. I've been intrigued by it.
Like it just looks like a werewolf variant. You know what I mean?
The thing is, I don't want to get into like it's interesting. Chewy here talking about they've got some players with the gaming group, but we have locally that would be and I think that might be a nice way because they can when you get
at least you play with people you know.
Yeah, but you get those people who know, okay, I want to really try this, etc. And I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna give you my all and trying to do this. But also knowing that I'm a first time player. So that kind of welcoming group. But it's definitely one I want to try. It feels like something that could be a ton of fun, and I will find out. I might be a more than once play. It's more advanced werewolf, lots of
more advanced werewolf, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is fine, but I want to try it. I remember watching a game in the lobby of our hotel at PAX Unplugged and just being like, I want to experience this one. So
yeah, we'll see. I feel like my anxiety would not let me enjoy the game.
Yeah,
it would just be in my own head that I'd be missing something completely obvious or saying something so stupid, and then just probably not like it and want it to just be over.
Yeah, right.
So that's kind of what's pushing me. Like
I like what Marcel's describing. It's interesting. We're getting a few different perspectives here, but Marcel describing it as a better werewolf, better variant than werewolf. The rolls are better, and if you die, you're not out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the con, huh?
Clock Tower con.
Nice.
Okay. See, I don't need to go to a con for just the game, but
actually, that might just be about clock towers.
Right.
So
the best being the Back to the Future.
I was gonna say back, right? A lot of Doc Browns running around,
you know.
But yeah, that's like I said, it's probably not expected. I mean, listen, but at the end of this, we're going to have to see who our top picks were. By the way, in terms
like
of crossovers.
Top crossovers.
Yeah, but Anthony, you're number one.
My number one was the easiest one for me to decide.
Oh, I know what it is.
Because, I know you know what it is.
We know.
So does he, actually, I think. He remembers, but sometimes he doesn't listen when I talk, so he might not.
No, you spoiled this for me earlier today, and I'm okay with it.
It's basically the top game on my shelf of shame anyway.
We're going to change that.
And so it made perfect sense for it to be here at this number one spot. That's the 2-player only game, Watergate.
Yes. Watergate.
I do love 2-player only games. That's why it's in my collection to begin with. I love that size box as well that a lot of those 2-player games are in. And this just has, for such a mundane backdrop, physically, I'm talking about it as the corkboard, right? Yeah. Because of what the theme is and because of what the game is based in, it's just so poignant to see that as the board, because you are trying to, if you're the press, basically, right? Trying to, prove guilt and gather, pretty much incriminating evidence against Richard Nixon. And then if you are the president's side, you're obviously trying to, avoid that from happening. And that just really, really intrigues me. I mean, like I said, obviously it wouldn't be in my collection if it wasn't intriguing to me. It's been in my collection for quite a while, and I know that it's good. I know that I'm going to like it because you guys have talked about it. Lots of people talk about it all the time. So this is an easy pick for me at the top slot.
It's a game that does what it does just so well.
Yep.
The sets of cards that each person has different, appropriate for their character.
Right.
But there's a balance to what one has versus the other in a way that I don't see in most 2-player games. It's striking in that way. And there is also this visual tactical piece, the visual piece of looking at the board, but then the tactical feeling of when you get a card, say, that allows you to say, flip over a piece of evidence or remove a piece of evidence from the board. And you're like, oh, what are you doing? But it's
nothing
also
to see here. Don't worry about it.
But it's also got a very good timetable to it because, quite frankly, if Nixon's just able to get
through his turn,
through his turn a few times with everything where he needs, he might just end the game.
Yep.
And so it's going to end in a timely manner. And I talk sometimes about not overstaying your welcome.
Yeah,
this game will never overstay its welcome, as far as I'm concerned. With me, it plays at such a great pace. It really does hit that 30 to 45 minute mark
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Strategic.
Yeah.
It's-
I love the
it's
fact
great
that
choice.
it is that size. It is that time, not too long and not too involved. It's a historical game, but it's not a war game per se. But a lot of historical games are pretty lengthy and involved.
Yeah.
And this seems like a very streamlined version of it without streamlining or taking away from the significance of the whole event.
Oh yeah.
Either because there is a lot of historical text on the cards and stuff right there.
Not only that, in the manual too.
Yeah.
It's got a whole like appendix of just the different cards.
Right. Yeah, that's always a great addition to stuff. So
Yeah, it's just really a very well designed game. There's a reason it gets the credit it gets for as long as it's got. And I realize 2019 is not that long ago, but it's.
I mean, it was before 2020.
Yeah.
So it feels like ages.
Yeah, it does. But this feels like a game on my shelf for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So.
Great choice.
Thank you. Gotta play it. Gotta play them all.
Yeah, can we look at, just as an example here, let's start with maybe
We'll zoom out.
Anthony here.
We'll do your top 5. So you got Anthony, you got Watergate, Crokinole, A Nice Cuppa, Vagrant Song, Finspan, Draft and Write Records, Orleans, Marvel Champions, the card game, Star Wars, the deck building game, Bonanza. That's a party. I like to play all those.
And it looks like Danielle's shown up a few times.
Yeah.
I'm shown up a few times, and
I
the
think I got
color's
at
shown up a
least
few
one of
times.
everybody, right? I
You
got
are the
Olivia
most.
in there.
It seems like you are the most balanced.
You even got the people.
Yeah. He's got the people 3 times.
Yeah.
You are. I'm guessing the most balanced list amongst us.
Thank you.
Let's see. I think I have the most of Danielle on my list.
I think you're right.
I
Yeah.
have Raising Robots, Endeavor, Deep Sea, Numster, Santa Monica, Marvel Dice Throne, X-Men, Apiary, Betrayal Legacy, 51st State Ultimate Edition, Blood Bowl, and A Gentle Rain. I think I have some 5.
Yeah, half your list is Danielle's. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then where did I fall? Let's see. I got Blood on the Clock Tower at my number 1, Olivia. I got Alchemist, which is you. Then I got Blood Bowl, which is Olivia again. I got Neon Rain, which was Danielle. We got Elder Scrolls, that would be Arwen. Then I've got Aquatica, which is Danielle. We got Deep Sea, which we're going back to Arwen. We got Raising Road back to Danielle.
It's a tight
Then back to Arwen with,
be?
and it was number 10.
Danielle.
Danielle is where, so Danielle seems to be the most crossover with our
total.
in terms of the ones that we want to play
Yeah.
from the top 20. Danielle is right there.
Which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to her channel, you should.
Yes.
Danny Cha.
And yeah, I'll make sure I add a link to the description for this for all the people whose list, and I'll drop a link in the description to the top 20 playlist series, so you can go back and watch all of those where we talk about those in depth across 5, 6, 7 videos.
Yeah,
it's a pretty in-depth series we do every year. We'll be back next week with our Call Aboard again.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going back to back weeks.
It's the best of the month.
It's best of month. We started with the best of month and we're ending with the best of month. It's going to be a good month. So, what games did you play this past month? Get ready to call in and tell us what you played, what you thought, why you liked it, why you didn't like it, whatever. We want to hear. With that, thanks for coming aboard the Tabletop Express. We'll see you next week, 9 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
Broken all now.
Bye.